Doing this video has been on my mind for a very long time, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because something about it, it felt too serious. It felt like I don't want to pick my number one favorite in every category because I don't know. And then I came to my senses and I was like, you can just do number one favorite in every category of the moment, Morgan. So for today's moment, I'm actually going to do my number one favorite in every category for the year 2023. I'm contemplating making this a series, maybe every season or every 6 months or so. I'll give you my current number one favorites in every category. But since it's the end of the year, I'm doing all of my roundups. I was thinking and looking at my collection and I was like, I'm gonna pick my number one most worn, most favorite product for every bit of my face, every little category for 2023. So how this differs from my best makeup of 2023 is that was makeup that I literally tried in 2023. I rounded up all of the new launches. This is like, it doesn't matter when these launched. These were just the one that I was grabbing for the most in each category. So let's go ahead and get going, starting off with primer. My number one favorite primer of the year is this one from Chantecaille. This is a Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint, and I think I love it so much because it truly is a luxurious skincare product. My face looks a little irritated. I can't help it. Get me in front of a magnetized mirror and I will start picking at it. But I love, love, love this product because Chantecaille creates some of the best skincare in the world. The price shows for that. Not gonna lie, but this product I love so much because it's that same skincare, but it leaves the prettiest Sheer Glow rose tint on the face, which is literally the name of the product. The glow isn't too overwhelming, but it will peek through over something like a skin tint or lightweight concealer for spot concealing. And then, like I said, with my dry skin, my skin soaks it right up. So this is entirely too expensive. Not trying to encourage you to buy it because it is very, very expensive, but this is the primer that I've been reaching for the most before makeup. And then number one foundation, you already know. Like if you are a regular of my videos, there's very, very little surprises here. And I just feel the need to keep talking about this Tom Ford Traceless foundation stick because they are discontinuing it. Like I'm pretty sure it's at 50% off everywhere. This is a $90 foundation stick and it is worth it at $90. So the fact that you can get it for 50% off is amazing. So run. But I am devastated, truly a knife to the heart, because they are discontinuing this. Like literally, why would they do that? Nobody's complaining about this foundation stick. I feel like everybody loves it. It even went into, I don't know, like a little bit of a TikTok trend or viral product that people were loving it. So I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe they're gonna reformulate it. I hope that's not the case, but well, I'd rather that than them just discontinuing it altogether. But the reason that I love this product is because it quite literally looks like skin, and then you can customize the level of coverage that you want. And it's so skin-like that you can put this all over your face and not even need to put any other makeup with it because it literally just looks like your skin, but so much better. And then you can also build it up to get the level of coverage you want if you're having a bad skin day. It sits amazing on the skin, and I just don't know. My favorite foundations always get discontinued. And they aren't like unique foundations that I love. Everybody else loves them too. Like Dior Air Flash, don't even get me started on that. That was my freaking wedding foundation. Can't get it anywhere. I know Dior is reformulating their line. Where's the Air Flash? Give it to me. Reformulated, I still want it. I don't know what's happening with Tom Ford Beauty, but if you want this, they sell it at like Nordstrom, Sephora, Tom Ford website, Neiman Marcus, wherever you can get it now, because I think it's going, and it is my number one most used, most favorite foundation for 2023. So I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. Okay, for brow pencil, I'm not gonna lie, this is the only category where I don't have a number one favorite. I was going around the block with the eyebrow pencils this year. Don't have a favorite. One that I was using a lot was this beautiful one from Florasis. It's the Smooth Eyebrow Pencil. Asian brands do a really good job with their pencils, but like I said, I'm not picky in this category, so I'm just going to run through this one really quickly. But if you're on the market for a new one, this does have amazing packaging, amazing precision, great cool toned colors. a little bit of a drier formula, that whole shebang. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this because it's not really part of this video. Continuing onward, as I was using that pencil, I was like, that's warmer than I remember. But anyways, let's talk eyebrow gel. You guys know the Too Faced Laminating Brow Wax has been my #1 fave for a hot minute now because truly, you guys, there is not a brow wax that sets my brows into place and also almost thickens the way that my brows look. And that has a lot to do with how the gel, it has a lot to do with how the spoolie separates the brows, and that's it. That's all I have to do. My one con, the one that I got recently, is giving me eyebrow dandruff a lot sooner than my others. So I don't know what that one is all about. Maybe a bad batch, but when it dries, I just kind of brush it off and it's okay. But anyways, this holds the brows. Like, I don't want to say no other brow wax, but very few. Like, very, very few on the market. But I think what makes this one stand out is it continues to make my brows look thicker, because some of these brow waxes where you have to push them down, you push them down and they're like flat against your head. This one keeps the fluff in the brow. And then I've also been using all year the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil and Boundless Bisque to clean up underneath. So, I mean, I don't know what category this would go under, but honestly, shout out to this pencil because I do use it almost every time that I'm doing my makeup, especially more so for everyday makeup. When it comes to more precise looks where I want to be like full glam put together, I'll use a concealer instead, but for everyday, this is fine. This works. If you're offended by the dandruffy eyebrows, it's only going to be until it completely dries and I can wipe it off. Concealer. You guys know this year there was a lot of competition. Like, so many brands, not only did they launch concealer, but they launched amazing concealers. But I was thinking long term, like, what is the one that I'm using the most? And easily I knew the answer of the year. It's been the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. I have mine in shade 40NN. This is full coverage and long wearing, and I wore this for every event that I wanted my makeup to look amazing. This is what I wore. Now, this is why I want to do these videos almost seasonally, because I know come spring and summer, I already have a concealer in mind that I feel like will be the new #1 favorite for the season, because, you know, we all go through different seasons of life. Makeup preferences for me change seasonally for sure. So that's why this video stressed me out, because I just wasn't ready to put products in such a permanent category. But narrowing it down sounds a lot more easy to me. But this one really was my #1 favorite concealer of the year. It just set the example of what full coverage should be like, of what non-drying but still sets in place kind of concealer vibe is. This shade is also the perfect color for a little bit of brightness. And I don't have an eye primer category because I'm just not going to force it. I haven't been diligent about using eye primers. It just hasn't been necessary for me. So I'm just going to use this all over the eyelid. But if you do have oily eyelids, definitely use an eye primer. I don't really struggle too bad with longevity. Okay, let's talk setting powder. Now this one, it's going to be a little bit of a surprise because I'm telling you right now, my top 3 in performance powders: Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder, Maybelline Fit Me, Givenchy, the Prism one that I just tried recently. However, my most used for everyday powder was the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I know, shocking, because I never list this as an all-time favorite, but for everyday, it's what I used all year round. Now, it's almost just as blurring as the ones that I've mentioned prior to this. Not quite, but why I like this and why I think it's been used more times than the ones I just mentioned is because it's a little bit lighter, and I don't feel the need to have to bake with them. With the Huda Beauty and all of them, I feel the need to have to go in with a sponge like this and pat it in. But this Laura Mercier powder, I feel like is a little bit more versatile, where I have no problems using it just on a powder brush, so it feels a little bit lighter and easier for me to use. I just feel like with Huda Beauty and Maybelline, I have to lay it down, pack it in to get that blurring effect, which you can just as I'm doing right now. with the Laura Mercier, and it is a very blurring powder. But for me, I've enjoyed this a little bit more for everyday because I've just been using a fluffier sponge to set my makeup. This is an iconic product. So many people have talked about it, but truly this year has been its year for me. I've been using this so much, mostly off camera. It's what I've been grabbing for off camera because not that I feel the need to look perfect on camera, but especially when I'm doing looks, like I want them to look good, so I reach for my favorite powders. For every day where I'm not necessarily trying to look my best, I'm just trying to test products and get products on my face, I've been using that Laura Mercier a lot. Now let's talk bronzers. I picked two different categories, a cream bronzer and a powder bronzer category. So the first one, the cream bronzer that I'm in love with, is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick, particularly in the shade Light Medium. I love this for the shade. This, to me, is the perfect color of a cream contour shade. It does have a little bit of warmth, so it can pass as a bronzer, but I love this shade because I feel like it makes me look really snatched without looking too gray on me, and it lasts a really long time. Now, upon initial application with this, it does seem a little less impressive because it does have a stiffer feel, but I actually don't mind it because I feel like the product lasts all night with this. Just the longevity is amazing. Just gonna go ahead and contour down the nose with this. And this looks amazing, you guys, as a nose contour as well. I'm only gonna put it on half of my face because I want you guys to see the true color of my powder bronzer. So it's gonna look a little uneven, but it's just for demo purposes. Which, by the way, if I haven't showed you this trick for nose contour, I know I didn't use this brush for concealer today, but this trick will work better if you use this brush for concealer. This is the BK Beauty A506. I use the pointed end to blend the product out because it doesn't overblend. And it's better to do your concealer with this because then you're going to go to the flat side, push it in, and it will fully blend in your contour. Anyways, such a good, easy nose contour hack. This shade, perfect for any special occasion. That's what I've been reaching for. Now, in terms of powder bronzer, all year I've been reaching for the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Bronzer in Nude Honey. Now, what's interesting at first with this powder, when I initially reviewed it, I just wasn't impressed with these bronzers. I always thought they were really nice. I didn't give them a bad review or anything, but I just felt like it was too little too late for Pat McGrath as far as this bronzer goes, because there's already so many good bronzers on the market. But man, the proof was in the pudding when you bring it to action in real life and you actually end up grabbing for it when you're not even reviewing it. So for me, a big deal, I am constantly, every single time I do my makeup, every time off camera, it doesn't matter, I am doing makeup to review it. Even when you don't see me in the makeup I'm wearing, I'm reviewing something on my face. And I can tell I really love a product when I'm reaching for a specific product that I'm not even reviewing anymore. I'm reaching it because it's good. That was this Nude Honey bronzer. Now, particularly, it's the shade that I love. Again, same sentiments about the Makeup by Mario. It's just a perfect, not too warm, not too cool kind of bronzer color. And these last a really long time on the face, even though they're a powder. So I've really been enjoying this, and it has a really nice, blendable, easy application. The color is actually quite similar to the Makeup by Mario, I would say. Blush, my most used cream blush, because in particular, cream liquid blushes were so trendy. There were so many that I tried, but the one that I kept grabbing back for was this Nude Sticks Nudies Matte and Glow Core in the shade Rose Glow. Ever since I've gotten this, this has been the perfect rose blush. Now, I believe the outside is, if not the same, it's similar to their regular stick blushes, which I love. But the inside actually has this hydrating core, which gives a really youthful, glowy look to the cheek. And I just love this color. I think it's incredible, and it goes with so many different looks. Sorry. The sun is actually out in Miami today, which is great, but it keeps coming in and out. So it's hard to keep the lighting consistent today. But anyways, there's something about the finish of this blush that gives a juicy look to the cheek. Like, you look so jolly when you smile in a good way. So I actually really recommend this, I think, for mature skin because of that hydrating factor. And the color is amazing. So I've been loving this formula. I even went out, I bought a second version of that, or second color of that blush, because it's just so good. Now, powder blush. My most used powder blush this year was Mood Exposure from Hourglass. You can get this as an individual. It came out this year in the Leopard Ambient Lighting Edit Palette, which you guys know is my #1 most used face palette of the year. But in the category of blushes, Mood Exposure wins. And this year wasn't the first year that I tried this blush. I've always had it in my collection for a long time. But even with this palette, since I was using it the most this year, I was always going for this blush. I just feel like it goes really good with a lot of looks that I do. And if you've been watching my channel, I've always gone on about how the Hourglass Ambient Blush formulas are my all-time favorite. They just apply themselves. They don't have a glittery, glimmery, or too shimmery finish that's unflattering to the cheeks. They also don't have a flat finish, which just looks really skin-like. And for it being a powder and looking as skin-like as it does, it's really incredible. I'm just gonna veil it a little bit more with a softer brush, just like that, because I want it everywhere because it's so pretty. I've been an Hourglass fan since the beginning of time. You guys know that. And their blushes, they're always going to win for me. That's my most used blush of the year. Now, highlight. It's a random one, but you guys know I've been talking about how randomly good the Too Faced Moon Crush Out of This World highlighter is. It is out of this world. It came out of like this corny cosmic collection that Too Faced did, but randomly this highlight is so good. It's so buttery and luxurious. It competes with my favorite Charlotte Tilbury luxury highlighters. I don't know, guys, it's the best of the best. It looks so buttery on the skin. You can't tell where it starts and ends, and I just use this all of the time. And I know highlighters are highlighters, and I've been saying this lately with all of the expensive highlighters. Highlighters are a dime a dozen. You know, it doesn't take a super amazing formula to just get this little glow on here. But I love this one, and I have reached for it time and time and time and time again. I hope they make this formula permanent. And then finally, for setting spray, you already know. Always talk about this. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is still my go-to setting spray for finishing off a look. Smells good, sets the makeup, and lasts a long time. I actually didn't have a cream or liquid highlight, even though I know those are trendy, because I just don't like them for the most part. I don't use them unless it's for a review. So that's why I don't have any, because I'm not going to make up something just to fill a category. Now let's move on to eyeshadow. You guys already know I already ranked my top 10 eyeshadow palettes for the year. So obviously I Need a Nude came into play. I'm going to quickly come up with a look off camera. Okay, so I didn't do anything complicated, and truthfully, just like the style of makeup that I've been into this year has been really simple, like 2-3 eyeshadows really. So I'm just gonna take some of Fair and I'm gonna set underneath the brow bone, but I really think that this palette is best with just 2 or 3 eyeshadows. Obviously, you could do looks with more, but that's how I've been enjoying the looks most. I've just really simplified my everyday makeup. You know, I have fun with tutorials and whatnot, but I've been enjoying just a really light crease color and then an even lighter eyelid color. So I just took some of this stone shade and put a little bit in my crease, a little bit on the lower lash line, and then I'm going to whisper right next to it. And I've done a ton of looks, by the way, on my channel with this palette if you want to see some more. I literally just did one in the best eyeshadow palettes video. I did a warm look, but truthfully it looks just like this is what I've been doing, and then I'm going into a little bit of sheen, which I like, to top off with just a little bit of extra glimmer. And this kind of lighter crease, glowy eyelid has been my favorite look for this holiday season, just that like icy kind of eyelid. I did a winter tutorial recently if you want to check it out. And then for eyeliner, okay, I did pick an eyeliner. Let me show that to you first. It is the Tarte Double Take Awake eyeliner. It has a marker side like this, which is a dupe of the mini size of the Tom Ford double-sided eyeliner, which is like $60. This is a dupe for it. It just doesn't have a longer marker on the other side. It has a nude eyeliner. Both sides are amazing, but this is the best nude eyeliner I've ever used. It literally stays in the waterline all day, and I'm not saying that lightly. It stays all day. So if you have really watery eyes, I think you should give this one a go. And I love both sides, but the nude side has really impressed me. That's the only eyeliner I'm mentioning because I haven't been into eyeliners this year. I've been using dark eyeshadows for eyeliner. It gives a softer look and you have so much more control. So I'm just pressing that into my lash line, and even just doing that makes the biggest difference. And then I'm gonna wing it out a little bit because I love a wing. I've always loved a wing. And I'm gonna do it kind of straight out. I think that one will be fun. But with the eyeshadow eyeliner, I feel like it's so quick and easy. Doesn't that eyeliner look so good? I've also been doing a lot of just technique-wise. I guess I'm sharing some techniques. The inner corner wing, like that. It just elongates the eye so pretty, even with just an eyeshadow. And I just do it always with an angled brush, and sometimes I do need to go in with a little bit of concealer to fix it, but today, since we kept it soft and easy with eyeshadow, beautiful! I love this look. This is like the everyday look that I've been into. And then for mascara, still I'm loving, still number one is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. So you guys know I have really short, sparse, thin eyelashes. And this mascara is one that I feel like really separates the lashes and lengthens them and does all the good stuff to them. Like, I love it. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my lower lashes and a second coat. And then I'm going to wait for it to fully dry. And then I'm going to curl them again so that it holds the curl throughout the day. So while my lashes are drying, I am going to use my number one most used lip liner of the year. This is the Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine. Like, I wore this so much. This is like my third pencil. Not because I ran through them, but because I keep losing them. Because I take them with me everywhere. Because this is the perfect color, you guys. And I love this formula. It's not the most long wearing, but it's okay because the colors are so perfect. And then lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, things like that. I honestly didn't wear that much this year. Of course I did wear them, but they weren't my main focus. I'd kind of just throw one on to get some color on my face. What I was really, really into this year, following along with the trendiness, was lip oils. And my favorite, most used lip oil, not particularly in this color, but I do love this color, is the Clarins Lip Comfort Oil in the shade Cherry. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the most glowy lip oil. It has the prettiest reflection, and I do like the darker colors because they give kind of that stained look to the lips. They just go over the fine lines of the lips, and the glow is unmatched, not even as glowy as the Dior. Oh, sorry. The Dior isn't even as glowy as this. So let me finish the lashes. They're still not dry. I'm just gonna curl them off camera. That's literally it. Oh my gosh. That was my favorite makeup this year. And then boom. So not only is this like my number one favorite products in every category right now, but this is a very similar look to what I'm wearing off camera. Sometimes a little bit more makeup, sometimes a little bit less, but this has been the vibe lately for me. The lighter eyes, the more natural lashes, the pop and blush. This is what I've been into. So not only was this my number one favorite products, this is also kind of like my go-to makeup tutorial and style right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Try and think. I love challenging you guys. What are your current number one favorites in each category? What have you used most throughout the year? I want to hear it down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.